I'm Dave Tanner, and this is my contemporary designer interview project.
I'm Brad Johnson. I'm the Senior Director of Design at Kizik.
And I'm Steve Hermann. I am the Vice President of Footwear Product Creation at Kizik.
What key life experiences have formed who you are today?
For me, realizing what design was not super simple. I thought I wanted to be an engineer, and then I was applying to go to school for engineering, and someone said, "Hey, you should become a designer." And I thought, no, I want to come up with new ideas and invent new products and make them look cool. And someone said, "That's design, not engineering." And so then I went and kind of toured the program and saw like that is really exactly where I wanted to be.
How did you become passionate and involved in design?
For me, it was unavoidable. Couldn't help myself. Since day one, I remember, having a lot of different interests and hobbies and fascinations with things, dinosaurs, pirates, Titanic, whatever it was. And as I got older, I would draw these things that I was interested in. And what I realized is I was just as fascinated with the aesthetic of these things that I was interested in as I was the story or the history, or even more so. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that translated into just having a love and a fascination and a knack for aesthetics. So it's literally as long as I can remember, so unavoidable, like I said.
Yeah, for me, kind of what I already explained, for me growing up, I was into art, but I was much more into creating, like painting something or sketching something was fun. I did it all the time, but it was like, what can I build? How does this work? Taking things apart, exploring the whole three-dimensional object as a unit.
What are your core values and how are they reflected in your practice?
Number one, approach to a design process right out the gate was from a baseline. It would be just try to cut through the noise and skip the nonsense if possible. It almost always leads to a better place.
And to me, I can boil it down to good design is design that does what it's supposed to do.
What is your design process? And you can include design thinking, visualization, and then realization.
What is the goal? What are the restraints? What is the desired result? So I kind of work inside those restraints. And then that's when I kind of open up and I look for inspiration. I try to get very, very familiar with what's been done already and what maybe has been tried but didn't work. And then maybe what could be tried but never has been tried. And then filter down to what seems like the most clever solution that solves the real problem in the most attractive package possible, and take it from there. And then one of the keys to being a good designer is knowing when to stop.
How do you collaborate with other individuals to realize your impactful work?
One thing that I think is key is communication. And that means that everybody has to be working off of the same definitions.
Where is design going? So the future of design, where do you see it going?
The first thing that comes to mind is it's getting more important. Everybody everywhere has the equipment and the know-how for the most part to make great things, if that's what they decide they want to make. And it's less about where was it made and how was it crafted, and more about what's the design.
I think that there's two opportunities for design. And both, I'm not sure which one, honestly. So one would be that it's becoming more diverse because there's so much more access to your tribe online, but at the same time, because the world is getting smaller, I could see it going the exact opposite and becoming much more global and unified, because influence is more global.
What are the biggest challenges you face?
Making sure everyone feels heard and has buy-in while also moving forward. That's a real challenge in the design world, particularly the industrial design world.
This might sound obvious, but so the word that comes to mind is complexity. It's the weeding out the unnecessary elements to really delve into it.
What advice would you give to a young student, someone like me?
When you're a young student and you're getting ready to graduate, that would be the time to really swing for the fences as far as opportunities, I would say. If you can get something big out of the beginning, that'll set the tone for the rest of your career.
It's easy to jump in and get really deep into something, or, like one element of something. And I think that it would be really worthwhile to, and I'm sure everybody says this, but kind of really listen, not as I won't do it because you tried and failed, but as let me learn from your mistakes so that I can succeed where you failed kind of thing.